Prose Bros are born, chosen to watch every episode of Buffy and tell you what they think about them. This is the Prose Bros Visit Sunnydale.
So welcome to the first edition of the Prose Bros Visit Sunnydale.
Sunnydale! I'm just gonna hype man this one, Jeff.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm just hype manning. All right, go.
So Eddie, how is this podcast different from the other ones that we're doing?
It's way different.
How so?
I can't.
You can't hype your way through an explanation.
I want to just hype my way through this explanation. This is going to be a podcast about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 100%. If you guys don't know this about us, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Jeff, do you love Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Absolutely.
It's actually one of the reasons we became such close friends is that we both admitted to each other how much we loved this show and Angel.
Oh, I didn't give a shit. I remember seeing this, being 15, 16, and telling friends I couldn't go out because I needed to watch Buffy on Tuesday nights.
Can I say something? You weren't 15 or 16.
I wasn't?
You were 17 or 18, probably saying that too.
I said that consistently. I
All
think
the
I
way
just
through.
started.
Yeah, because this 7 seasons is a long time.
Yeah,
that's
no,
7 years of your life, right?
That's the start.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was living in an apartment with my sister watching this, and she came in and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're 20 years old." And I said, "Watch an episode with me." Then she watched it all. That's what happened with everybody. Remember Shanna?
Yeah.
She came in and was like, "What are you guys watching?" We're like, "Buffy." And she was like, "You guys are idiots." That's not what she said. And
well, we are.
We are idiots.
I think we're like intelligent idiots.
No.
Is that a thing?
I'm just an idiot.
Maybe I'm just an idiot who thinks he's an intelligent idiot. So
I'm an educated idiot.
Our podcast, we're going to watch every single episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Every single episode.
We started today with the pilot, which...
The pilot was shitty.
I had never seen the pilot till right now.
Fat Willow.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, that pilot was awful. That was an awful pilot. But at the same time, thinking about how small their budget was for the actual show, thinking about what they got to make a pilot would be even less. So it's understandable.
Yeah, and the good thing about the pilot that I saw, at least, was several of the characters, the actors, definitely nailed it. Cordelia nailed it. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy, nailed it.
You can tell the people that are going to stay on the show and the people that aren't.
Poor Fat Willow.
Poor Fat Willow. The original, all right, so we should preface this by saying the pilot is very similar to the first episode of the show, but different in dialogue and the fact that Willow is 4 times the size of Allison Hannigan.
No, she's bigger. And she just has no charisma. I would say 4 times. 4 times is...
Dude, Allison Hannigan's got to be like 80 pounds when she first started Buffy.
What does that make Buffy, like 60 pounds?
Yeah. Wow, Buffy's essentially like 4 pieces of paper stacked up. if you blow too hard, Buffy will go away.
College or wide rule?
Definitely college.
Okay.
All right. It's like heftier.
Yeah.
There's less holes. Oh my god. Anyway, so there's very few things that are different about the pilot. One of them is that they completely replaced the role of Willow. And as you said, she didn't really do a very good job on the show.
No, she didn't really.
Did you say that? Or did I just make that up?
We've been talking about this.
Yeah.
We watched the episode. All of the good things we said, we kind of said to each other off air.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting the leftovers, which I think is fine based on the fact that we're doing the episode on the pilot, and the pilot's pretty shitty, so I think this episode should kind of match that.
Yeah, this episode's going to be shitty because the pilot was really shitty. So, what exactly about Fat Willow did you not like? We got to stop calling her Fat Willow.
I'm fine with it.
I'm good with it. She is fat. I used to be fat, too. I guess that makes sense. It's like saying like a black joke and then be like, well, I used to be black. No,
Nobody used to be black except for Michael Jackson. Like, he's the only one that could have said that.
Fuck, that was good.
So Fat Willow.
Fat Willow.
What I didn't like about her, she didn't really mesh with the rest of the actors. Buffy had, she was like, I liked her instantly. She was Buffy. She was a former cheerleader, kind of like this super like hyper valley girl who kills vampires. Xander was also, even though he's not the best actor, he does what he does well. He's kind of like he has the look and appeal, I think, of a young Bruce Campbell. And I think they definitely wanted that.
I completely agree. I also think he would have been a great Ash if they had done like a prequel to The Evil Dead. God, he would have been, not anymore. Now he's old. He looks older.
He basically looks like
Bruce Campbell
now.
But they're 30 years apart in age. I really think that it would have been weird for Xander to cheat on Cordelia with Fat Willow. And I don't think Seth MacFarlane, the character of Oz, would have been as in love with Fat Willow.
Seth Green.
This is so mean. This is
all right,
really, really mean. I'm being very mean.
Mean and incorrect. It's Seth Green.
Oh, not Seth Rogen.
No, you didn't even say Seth Rogen. You said Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, dude, that guy's rad. No, not Todd McFarlane either. Right? Now I'm off track.
Dude, this is gonna be really bad. I think I want a lot more focus for the actual episode.
I'll edit this one. It's just gonna be me hype manning.
So things you liked about it and didn't.
Things I liked about it right off the bat were the principal. The principal, Mr. Flutie, was awesome. I forgot the actor's name, but he played the guy that Bill Murray punches in Groundhog Day, and the guy that in Californication that has a big dick.
And he's one of those actors.
He's in everything.
Yeah, you see him, you're like, oh, that dude.
Yeah, but you will never know his name. Yeah, he was great, man. Was never reprised his role as a principal. I'm wondering if he made the conscious choice that he didn't want to be on this show, because he actually has been acting a lot since then. And unfortunately, Fat Willow did not make the conscious choice to not be on this show. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, because he was charming. I liked him as the principal.
He was good.
And I don't remember the original Principal Flutie, or I guess he is the one he replaced.
But only because I've literally seen this show. I don't know, all the way through 19 times, like from first episode to last, and seen certain episodes upwards of 30 times. Tabula Rasa, Hush, Storyteller. I've seen them so many times.
Great ones.
And also, probably not the first season all that much, because every time I restarted it, I always started at season 2 or 3.
Once More with Feeling?
Once More with Feeling was incredible, man. Yeah, Jesus. There's so many good things from this show, from this series. I honestly think
however, not a lot in the first season.
In the first season, well, number one, we should start by saying that Buffy was a mid-season replacement. When it first got picked up, it got picked up halfway through another show season. That show was canceled mid-season. Buffy took up the reins and did 13 episodes to end out the season.
And that on the WB. So
on UPN, not the WB at this point.
I thought it was WB went to UPN and then changed to the CW.
No, it was UPN, which was WB. UPN and WB became the same place
and turned into the CW, right?
Eventually,
okay.
Not till season 5.
Starting season 6, I remember had to change the channel.
Yes.
So I started watching Buffy around season 2. Liked bits and pieces. I didn't really go full force until season 3, and that was fully on
Let's
the WB.
talk about watching this early. Number one, TVs weren't flat then. TVs were big and bulky. UPN didn't come in through cable. It came in only through like the regular channels. And if you did have it on cable, it shared a channel with a German channel. And it had another TV channel floating on top of what you're watching. I mean, talk about negative HD. Like, we're talking about the worst possible way to watch a show. Like, everybody gets all mad now when it's like, it's only 480p.
Dude, even I get mad. I'm like, I don't like the resolution. And back in the day, I was like, I don't give a shit. There's like floating shit. There's
on
lines.
top of that, I'm going to watch this because it's the only way I can watch it.
I didn't realize what channel was coming through, but there was something coming through.
It was a German channel. And I knew this because afterward it switched back into that German channel. And I was like, why is there a German channel in El Paso? Anyway, whatever. I have to say that this pilot, if I was an executive, I would have not picked up this show. That's not true. I don't really know what I would have done.
I mean, my point with that was it got picked up WB, UPN. It wasn't like Fox, which was still shitty at the time, right? It wasn't like as...
And thank God it wasn't Fox. They might have Serenity'd this show, Firefly'd this show out of X6's.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't you talk shit about Serenity, motherfucker.
Oh, no, I'm not talking shit about Firefly or Serenity. I'm just saying that Fox didn't have the foresight to see that that show was gold. That could have been the new Star Trek.
Well,
Star Trek.
We watched the pilot. The pilot was... It's campy. It has a lot of funny jokes.
It had
potential.
Oh, and Darla killed it.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, Darla totally killed it. I'm not sure if they killed her, though. Like... Fat Willow, I should preface every single time, put a cross on her head and Darla melted into a puddle. It sounded like they don't show this on screen. They show it off screen. You hear her yelling and then hear like a bubbling puddle sound. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that the vampire staking that they did was stop motion.
It was not the typical
cheap
stab CGI dust ash thing that normally happens.
Yeah, I agree. I am glad that they got rid of Fat Willow.
Because you're a fattest?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. After being fat most of my life, including right now, I prefer skinny people. No, just...
By the way, if anybody's curious, Eddie does have a shirt on right now.
Oh, damn. I should take it off. I usually do this show fully buttered up and shirtless. Like, I get a stick of butter, and I take off my shirt, and I rub it on my nipples first, and then I rub it all over my torso. And that's how I do this show.
Buttered up, all right.
Butter it up.
Right
I really kind of wish that Principal Flutie had stayed, and that actor had stayed, but at the same time, he would have been killed in episode 4 anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we'll get to that. You know, it's tough kind of to get a lot from this pilot because there's really not much.
You can tell that they were trying to do a couple of things. Like, point out that it's not just vampires. Like, in the pilot, they're trying to get to a certain point where they're like, oh, it's not going to be just vampires. And they point that out. Giles talks about what a Slayer is. All this stuff. But you can tell it was more aimed at a network executive and not at a viewer.
Well, there's a lot of like quick jokes that I like that kind of establishes it. It recognizes that it is a campy show. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The line which happens in the first episode as well, that Buffy says to Giles, "What did you send away for this? Did you get the calendar? Did you get this?"
The Lifetime.
Yeah.
You sent away for Time Life to get this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain things that made it. Not much did. The entire description of the different groups at school was completely rewritten.
Yeah, they edited out they didn't use the kind of like gangster white dudes.
Or the dirty girls.
Yeah.
What was it? Was there a group in school when we went to school called the Dirty Girls?
I assumed they didn't look like hippies, but I was assuming they were talking about hippies.
Yeah, right?
But dirty girls. At
Yeah.
first, when I heard Xander say this, by the way, Xander was way smarter in this pilot.
In this pilot. He's
Yeah.
not goofy and stupid.
'Cause-
actually, instead of him running into Buffy, she runs into him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think part of that is because anybody who's a fan of the show, well, I don't know if they know this, but Xander is supposed to be Josh Whedon.
Really?
Right? Yeah. That's why he gets, like, the lines he gets. By him, like, in the pilot, you can kind of tell, like, this is the ideal version of myself. This is what I want myself to be. So clearly he's smarter, he's charming, Buffy runs into him, and I think that doesn't work for the character of Xander, so they had to change him a little bit.
Yeah. The writing's still there, but you can really see that Joss Whedon kind of got his act together after this pilot. It's weird having come off probably a movie, because this is a direct sequel to the movie. Whether people are like argue that or not, I consider it to be a sequel. Probably coming off of a complete disaster like that, where he only wrote the movie, he didn't direct it, to directing the show and creating his own thing. The tone of the two are completely different, and you can tell the beginnings of the Whedon style of being Whedon-esque, if you will, was created later in the show, but I don't really see it super a lot in this pilot.
No,
It's like he didn't have the
small
balls
hints.
to be himself yet. I don't think you
He
really
hadn't found
get
his voice.
Exactly. I don't think you get the Joss Whedon voice until season 2, and I don't think you get a strong appearance of it till season 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Do you think that this is a complete sequel to the movie? A lot of people say no.
I would say yes, because how else would you describe it?
Yeah. It essentially, go watch the movie. Where the movie ends, she's transferred to another show. Luke Perry goes and starts doing another school. Luke Perry starts to go.
You're right. She transferred from All My Children to this shitty pilot.
And Luke Perry went off to do crack somewhere with some stripper or something.
Did he?
Do you know where he is? Do you know where Luke Perry? Luke Perry, where are you? I don't know where he is.
He did do some post-apocalyptic show that I don't remember, that I watched several episodes and I was like, this isn't bad, but I also don't remember it enough to care.
There was an episode of some show, and I think it's the one you're talking about, where Jason Priestley comes out, and I'm pretty sure I remember this correctly, but he and Luke Perry sword fight.
It's the same fucking show.
Yeah. I was watching that, I was all like, oh, how far they've fallen.
You know,
like, those guys were legends when I was in 5th grade.
Fallen for sure. However, you know those writers are like, awesome. I watched enough Beverly Hills 90210. I'm going to make these motherfuckers sword fight like they wanted to do the entire time.
Oh, those shows were so good. I think we should, after we're done with Buffy, we're going to do 90210 in the same fashion.
Oh,
right?
If we can do all of this, we're definitely going to do Angel.
Well, if we can do all of this, number one, we're going to be 35 by the time we get there. I think.
Dude, if that.
We're not doing one a week, right? We're doing like 2 a week, but we're not releasing 2 a week, so you'll be 36. Wait, no. The listeners aren't our age, are they? Do we have listeners? Is anybody out there listening? Nobody responded.
No.
Nobody
I
at
guess
all.
not.
Did you hear anything?
Mm-mm.
No, I got nothing. Well, I guess that's it. I don't have much else to say about this pilot.
Yeah, it's the pilot, and I feel that one, other than the fact that we watched on YouTube right now.
Oh, by the way, we try to find it in other means, but the only way that I've been able to find this is on YouTube. I used to have a copy of it. I used to have a digital copy. I don't know where I got that from.
Visually, complete garbage.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely garbage.
But I feel like the pilot is not even part of the show. It's because they redid a lot of the scenes from the pilot in the first episode, which when we watch that next, we'll describe, I think, what a Slayer is, what is happening. This is kind of like testing the waters.
Absolutely. I think also I'm glad that we watched this because I remember the first season being pretty grim and I wasn't looking forward to doing it. Now, after watching the pilot, I think the first season might be amazing.
It could only get better.
It can only get better. It can only get better. Also, if you guys want to watch this with us, every single episode of Buffy is on Netflix.
Man, motherfucking Netflix needs to be paying us.
I know, right? We're like, we don't own any DVDs, so all we do is shows on Netflix.
Incorrect. I own every single DVD season from Buffy.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was so great. When I first moved in with you, because Jeff and I used to live together, I was so excited because of that. And every time my birthday would come, I'd get a Buffy like season or an Angel season. And then when your birthday would come, I'd give that to you.
You're like, yeah, you would ask me, like, what do I want for...
What do you want for my room?
And we never had any money. And you wanted to get me something I liked.
Yeah.
So
I'd be like,
this
go
was
pick
fucking
something.
awesome. Yeah,
it was
I
good.
fucking loved it.
I mean, do you still have those DVDs?
Yes, I'm not going to get rid of them.
Of course not. They're going to be worth so much. And now when you go buy the whole season, it's in one case. You have so much more
space.
Like,
it's taking up, it's taking up so much more space.
Your Buffy collection has more mass than other people's Buffy collections.
You know, the sad thing is, I think about maybe 6 years ago, I tried to put that into PlayStation and another DVD player, and they didn't work. It just errored.
What?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why CDs are garbage, and DVDs, and Blu-rays, and 4K. Go vinyl and go tapes.
So, do you want to end on this, Eddie? I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
If you saw this, would you say, fuck yeah, I'm all in on the show and I want to continue to watch this? Or would you be all, fuck that, I never want to see this?
Or back then?
Back then. Or both answers. Fuck it. Why not?
Back then, still yes, because I loved vampires. Today, I mean, probably not. There's just so much. We're in a golden era of TV. And part of it's because of Buffy. I mean, Buffy set the whole idea of the big bad and overall arcs in TV shows. And having Monster of the Weeks mixed in with this, like, kind of adventure time thing where, like, once in a while you get an episode that's going to tell you about what the plot is.
Well, I agree. However, I think Scooby-Doo did that, and they do constant homages to
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
However, Scooby-Doo did not do an overall arc per season.
Yeah.
And this is the first show where they have one bad guy that's per season and then individual bad guys in between.
Yep.
I love that about the show. And that's what really, really captured me. It's like you start out with this one storyline and that will be resolved by the end it's the beginnings of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I would say the opposite. I think if I saw this back then, I'd be like, fuck that. But now seeing it, I was like, this is so campy. I'd like to see another episode equally as fucking bad.
I mean, it would have to continue to be that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has that initial camp value that even back then I loved, but it's so bad now. I'd want to see a whole series of Buffy just on YouTube that's 30 minutes long, colors off, and just as shitty.
I agree. Well, I think that wraps this up, right?
Yep.
Rest in peace, Fat Willow.
Bye, Fat Willow.